Yesterday, we celebrated Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Today, I want to do something different. I want to step into the day after the celebration, the day when the speeches fade, the parades end, and we are left with the question Dr. King cared about most. What did the movement actually change, and what remains unfinished? I speak today as a student of Dr. King, not literally, but spiritually, morally, intellectually. A student of a teacher who believed that love could be organized into power, and that power could be disciplined into justice. What my teacher set in motion. Dr. King taught that a movement is not just marches or megaphones. A movement is a motion of the human spirit. He set in motion the courage to confront discrimination, not with bitterness, but with dignity. He set in motion a way of seeing beyond the surface of human appearance, beyond color, beyond category, into the shared humanity beneath. He set in motion a sense of belonging, the belief that every person has a rightful place in the community where they live, grow, and dream. These motions were not symbolic. They were lived. They were costly. They were transformative. The movement achieved extraordinary reforms. The Civil Rights Act, the Voting Rights Act, the Fair Housing Act, desegregation orders. These were victories. But they were reforms, not transformations. Reform changes the rules. Transformation changes the system. Reform is necessary. But without transformation, reform is not sufficient. History teaches us this with painful clarity. When systems are not transformed, they adapt. Old inequalities reappear in new forms. Barriers shift shape but not function. Dr. King understood this. In his final years, he turned toward economic justice, housing, poverty, and the deeper architecture of inequality. And yet, the movement changed the nation in ways that data can measure and the heart can feel. It elevated our civility. It opened doors to education and professions. It expanded our social cognition, our understanding of bias, justice, and humanity. It reshaped our relationships, making interracial friendships, families, and shared culture part of the American story. It strengthened our democracy, bringing millions into the political process. These are not small achievements. They are civilizational shifts. But if Dr. King were alive today, he would ask us to look honestly at the distance still ahead. Why does the racial wealth gap remain so vast? Why do schools resegregate? Why does mass incarceration rise where Jim Crow once stood? Why does voter suppression return in new disguises? Why does housing remain divided by race and opportunity? He would not ask these questions to shame us. He would ask them to summon us. Because unfinished work is not failure. Unfinished work is invitation. So today, the day after his holiday, we honor Dr. King not by repeating his dream, but by measuring the distance between the dream and today. We honor him by recognizing that reform moved the movement forward. But transformation is the work that remains. We honor him by stepping into the long arc of justice that still bends, but only when we bend with it. Dr. King once said, "Human progress never rolls in on wheels of inevitability." He meant that progress is a choice, renewed every day. Today, we choose again. Thank you